Good morning, guys. Hope you're doing well. Today I want to talk about this question: how do you not feel like life is a hamster wheel? For some more context, here's the message that I received. Hey Arnav, been out of school and a working professional for several years now. Recently, life has been feeling like a hamster wheel, the same repetition of weeks over and over again. Any advice on getting out of this feeling? So for me, when I think about this, I think obviously repetition is a factor, but I think the feeling like life is a hamster wheel comes more from being unsatisfied and, specifically unsatisfied with the aspects of, how your life is going. And in broad terms, that's sort of applicable to all of us. I think we can divide life into our professional life and then our personal life. And so my first piece of advice is to evaluate both of those aspects of your life. And I mean, maybe it's even a combination of, you'll find that it's a combination of both. But that would be my first starting point. So starting with work, asking yourself questions like, do you have a somewhat challenging environment which, keeps you on your toes, and there's, a certain amount of enjoyment in the work that you do, and it's something that you look forward to? Or is it the opposite of that? Are there growth opportunities in the environment you're in? Is the environment healthy? How is your manager? Answering some of those questions and whether they fit in, with, into ultimately a positive contribution in your life. That's something that you'll have to look at. I think if you find that work isn't providing a happy and healthy environment that you're somewhat looking forward to, I would encourage you to, see if something you're more passionate about is something you can work in, and B, if that's not something that's realistic, for whatever reason, whether, and I have empathy for all situations, and obviously a lot of people are put in situations where they can't necessarily love the work that they do because they just have a financial need for the job, and so they just have to do the job for financial reasons, and they can't bring in passion and purpose into their work. In that case, I would really encourage you to really evaluate your personal life and have things that make you happy and joyous to really counteract, your work life, given that from your angle seemingly not seemingly, but is unable to be improved on. When it comes to personal life, I would say try to have things you're looking forward to and try to change it up. For example, if you get together with a couple friends every Friday night for dinner, you can, you could decide to do the same place over and over again, and that could be, if that works with you guys, that's obviously awesome. But there's also an aspect of, you could try out a new restaurant each week and try out different type of food each week, and that might be exciting to see if there are any other more restaurants that you like, or more types of food that you might like. I think also changing up the activities is also something that could be helpful. going on a hike, you know, once a month, or going to the movies on a different weekend, going to see your family on a different weekend. Like, changing up your personal life weekend activities can also be helpful. And I think the other thing I would say is really to have personal loves, passions, and quirks that you continue to maintain, whether it's following a TV show regularly, going to work out, and trying to increase the weights of your workout, or following a band or a singer, or a sports team, or playing different genres of video games. Having something personal to you that you can find a lot of personal enjoyment in doing or following is always a nice, people use the word escape, just a nice thing to have in creating more personal satisfaction and fulfillment and enjoyment of life, and less of the unsatisfied feelings, which might lead to feeling like life is a hamster wheel. The other final point that I would make is I would also reflect on how often you're feeling this way. I think we all have weeks that are longer or tougher for, it could be obviously work reasons, personal reasons, and so if this thought of life feeling like a hamster wheel only really happens like twice a year, I don't really think it's that big of a deal. Obviously, sometimes that one or two times can drag on and can, last for a while because of the stress of the situation. And so even though it's happening, maybe once or twice a year, it's maybe affecting, 3 weeks of your life. But then when you look back, you're like, all right, well, it really just happened once, and then there's really a combination of stress from those weeks that led me to just being unhappy or stressed out or tired in general, which led to feeling like life is just a hamster wheel. Obviously, if it's happening 20 times a year, I think there's a reflection point that needs to happen, and I think at that point, you'll probably have the self-awareness to know what's going on. Maybe you're someone that wants good work-life balance, and maybe 20 out of the 52 weeks you're feeling like you're being overworked, or it's the time commitment's more than you want, and so that's why you're feeling overwhelmed, and that's why you're feeling these feelings. And obviously then you'll have to make a change, and like I said, I think if it's happening 1 or 2 times a year, it might just be a sign you need a personal break at that point, where I think hopefully, a change of scenery, like doing something different, can hopefully provide enough rest and recovery and getting away, and you won't feel that way. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them. Hopefully I, did an okay job answering that question, but happy to do any follow-up. And like always, hope you guys are doing well. And thank you for following. Thank you guys.